Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the most dangerous combat sport in the world, American politics. And I'm your host, Ted King. So we just come off of a 41 or 42 day shutdown. It's hard to tell, because, this is, I'm on the West Coast, and these things are happening over there on the East Coast. And, things are happening right now over there that takes a little while for us to get it over here. But, I believe it was 41 days, yes. So, so we got today's situation going on, with the opening up of the government. And people are starting to get their, food stamps, and these stores, I'm in a store parking lot right now. These store parking, listen, watch this. I think I can show you all that this parking lot is full over here. See, we over here, and the parking lot is full. And we got a lot of stuff going on over here. See, look at that. All that's going on. Yeah, see. So, we back in business. We back in business. Back in business. Things is happening. These grocery stores is open and people coming in buying groceries. Those who got money and those who don't. Living on SNAP. So, that's a beautiful thing. So, I just wanted to, talk about that a little bit more, that we got the government open, we got the situation going, these guys over here, these Democrats and these Republicans and these other ones, figuring things out. I'm not talking about the independents. When I say the other ones, I'm referring to the oligarchs. Yeah, the ones that's, got the money, the deep pocket people, and they're figuring this stuff out, how they're going to go about doing all this stuff. Now, is it going to work? It has a good potential of, it got very good potential of making these things happen. But again, I don't know. See, once again, I'm just listening and going along with the narrative, what people are saying, how people, feeling, and, how this thing is going. I don't really know. But I do know that we have opening of the government. The government is open today. We got people out here doing business. The parking lot is full over here. People are pulling up in their cars, going inside the stores, and they're moving fast too. I mean, they were running in them grocery stores, They're like, okay, we got the money now. We can go in and we can shop. I mean, so that's how things work, right? And so, that's a good thing that we got all this stuff taken care of, where we at least doing business, because like I said, this parking lot is full of people, and they doing their shopping. People like to shop. And this is that time of year where people are shopping, buying, getting ready to buy gifts. This is the time of year where money changes hands. The money in America changes more in this 3-month period than any. You can combine them all together. The 9 months previous, these last 3. More money in these last 3 months are changing hands back and forth than any other time of the year in the United States of America. So they was going to get this government cracking again, right? And it's strategic, right? You notice how they're going to talk about this healthcare issue in January. After all the money's been spent. After they get all the money, all they get that, get this business cracking and get all this money going on, that they can then address this issue with the Affordable Care Act, if that's the issue. But right now, back in business, these 3 months, was it November, December, that's too, we actually bypassed, we had to shut down in October. So they ain't count October. That's a throwaway month. You know, that's like, okay. But when we start getting close to November, ooh, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, ooh wee. There was some big chunk of change going back and forth in that period of time. So you know it's gonna open up the government by that time. See, we gotta think about this. I had a business once, and you know, like I said, you know, sometimes sometimes I know what I'm doing, and sometimes I don't. Well, anyway, I had a business, right? That's why I had a business, and doing good business, right? And all of a sudden, it's car business, by the way. You know, here come November, here come October, November, and December. Actually, it started happening right after September, so it started happening in October. It didn't happen real big in November. They stopped fixing on their cars. You know, I'm like, whoa, where's all the money at? Well, everybody, they're buying gifts, buying Christmas gifts. They're buying toys. You know, I look around, I ain't got no toys in here. You know, I can't sell no toys. And, you know, and you know, you know. And I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not telling you no lie. The best time of the year, the most time when I had money, the time that I had money, I'm talking about good money around this time of the year, around Christmas, is when I was selling toys. Yeah, you learn, you learn what you do, you learn, so you learn, yeah, so that's what happened. But yeah, so, you know, this time of the year, they're not gonna mess around with no shutdown. They're gonna shut things down, can't buy nothing around this time of year. The donors, I'm talking about the donors that, you know, support these politicians, this big business, okay? You know, yeah, so you got big business, then you got politicians in the middle, and then you got taxpayers, you know, on the bottom, on the other end. Okay, we call it two ends, right? Because we don't like to call people who pay taxes on the bottom. You know, that's the reason why the people on the top, there's an issue right now with the people on the top, you know, the donors ain't paying that much taxes compared to the people on the bottom paying all these taxes, you know. And the people the ones that are paying the taxes ain't really on the bottom. They're like in the middle. They used to call it middle class. Used to call that the middle class. The middle class used to be the ones that appear to be doing okay. But now the middle class, they hollering and screaming, they ain't got no money. You know, not like they used to. Not now anymore. You know, not when they got all the kids living at the house because the kids can't get out because the kids can't pay the bills because the economy's so high. It's expensive in America. I've heard that before. But yeah, so now, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to get into the politics. We're going to get into the politics. Yes, we're going to get into the politics. But I just want to put that out there just so you understand what's going on here because we got to shut down. We had to shut down for 40 some odd days from October to November. But somebody say, look, we better start opening this bad boy up because we get close to November, Thanksgiving. And after that, we're going to start talking about that Black Friday, buying stuff. And then, of course, all the way up until Christmas time, buying stuff. And then, of course, New Year's, celebrating the New Year's, buying stuff. We got to open this bad boy up. Somebody's going to be mad. My donors is going to be off, okay? And so open this bad boy up. You know, my fundraising agenda must carry on. And if they lose the money on their bottom line, that it would be considered that last quarter, okay? That last quarter, you know, when all the money really is going back and forth, they lose out. My fundraising situation is gonna be bad. It's gonna be all bad. It's gonna be all bad. You need to open up this doggone government and hurry up, okay? Just in case y'all don't know what's going on. I don't know that's going on. Listen, I don't know that much about this kind of stuff either, you know. I don't really know. I mean, I remember I told you the story about the business I had. I thought I was doing good until that last quarter, you know, fixing people's, making people's cars look good. I wasn't doing anything like automotive. I was doing automotive. I wasn't doing like engines, not at the time. I started doing that later on. Primarily what I was doing was interiors, upholstery, sewing up seats. Yeah, and that particular situation opened up my eyes about what's going on in October, November, and December. Don't think that these politicians, these Democrats and these Republicans don't know that. Their donors ain't telling them that. Don't think for one moment that they're thinking, we have to, work for the American people. We have to do this for the American people. Yes, American people, yes, they have to do things for the American people, for sure. But here, in reality, we have to take a deep look at this. Let me put it this way. Let's talk about, let's put it in, because I remember I called this, this is what this show is called. This call the show the most dangerous, combat sport in the world. Combat. That's the operative word. Combat sport in the world. American politics, okay? The most dangerous combat. So it's a combat sport. Anytime you got the opposition back against the rope, what do? Usually in a combat sport, you take them out. You take them out. Not unless the referee says, hold up. This fight got to carry on a little longer, okay? Because we ain't getting, for example, the pay-per-views. We need to get more people signing up to watch the fight. And if you start knocking folks out early, people are going to be like, the fight's over. Ain't nothing to buy. Yeah, you're like pay-per-view. That's what they do, right? That's what they do, in case y'all don't know. Those who don't watch boxing and combat sport, they usually have a pay-per-view, Now, me, I don't buy a pay-per-view. I mean, I can't afford it, but most people do. People who can afford it do. And if the fight is going on and they look at the numbers and say, hold up, we got the prelims is going on and everybody getting knocked out and not enough people that paid for the fight to see by the main event come up, shoot, we ain't gonna have the numbers to pay for this, this thing. This is what we're doing. See, and that's what they do, right? That's what they do. That's what they do. Now, once again, we're gonna get to what's going on today in the political arena. But I just want to put that out there, that, this situation is timing. Timing is everything. Remember that timing is everything. It's timing. It is timing. Everything goes on timing, especially when it comes to the money, right? Trust and believe. And so, we're gonna get to let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here with the political act. We're gonna go ahead and read this article real quick, and then go. That's my boy back there. He wants me to hurry up and read too. His name is Shorty. That's my boy, Shorty boy back there making all that noise. So we're gonna get to it right now. By checking my reports, my updates, it appears, it appears that they're asking Kash Patel about the files. They want Kash Patel. They're already getting started on this Epstein thing. It makes no time, man. Boy, they got game plan. You hear me? Yeah. And so they're asking Kash Patel as we speak, what's going on with the Epstein files, right? Because, Adelina Grahova was the vote that says open that stuff up, right? So now they're talking to Kash Patel. What do you think Kash Patel is going to be saying, right? I mean, he's going to act like he doesn't know anything about the Epstein files. Hasn't seen the files or haven't read the files. Maybe you've seen them but haven't read them. I mean, they can always say certain things like, well, you know, we haven't seen the files. Oh no, we've seen the files, but we haven't read the files. We didn't look through the, you know, all the material that's in the files. We only saw it, you know. And oh, by the way, I'm not going to get myself, this is Captain Tail talking now, right? I'm not going to get myself in any kind of trouble by breaking any laws, because these things are still under investigation. Now listen, investigating what? I mean, Epstein files are being investigated about, is that the investigation they're talking about Epstein? Because Epstein has passed on, he's deceased, right? There's nothing to investigate. I mean, you can't you know, indict him, you know, not now. Okay, so what is all this here? You know, this, you know, any talks? I'm not going to say he's going to say it, because I mean that's what he said before. King by the King Media TV, Mouthpiece Sport, or add my name. All on YouTube channels. You can see it also on Facebook. You know, in my, it's not being streamed right now in add my name page, but it is being streamed in my personal page, Ted King, so you can see it there. But yeah, I had to get this thing out. So, but this is what we're talking about here, right? We're talking. Oh, by the way, if you see it on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay? Yeah, I need those subscribers. Okay, so now, so we won't be going down to. We're gonna put that out there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a look and see what Cash, my boy Cash, is saying, right? What they're grilling him about today, and see if we can't get something out a little bit later. You know, because you know, time factors, right? They're talking to him now. My understanding is they're talking to him now, so I can't just jump over there and see what's going on and get this other stuff going. But they're talking to Cash right now. What do you think Cash is going to say? Listen, in a comment, leave in a comment what you think Cash is going to say about this. I want to know. See, I'm not the smartest person. Listen, I'm not the smartest person, you know, in the world, and so I need some help. I do, and you all can help me. Yes, you can, and y'all can help me and tell me what you think Cash is gonna say about this Epstein file. Because man, look, it's getting hot in the kitchen, right? Donald. Donald kind of cool, right? I mean, we see Donald as being cool and strong. Oh, he's strong, but strong guy. But I think he's a little shaking in his boots right about now, because them Cash Patel unseen files, yeah, because he said before he became the director of the FBI, that the director of the FBI should put on his big boy pants and show the file.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
It's gonna get hot in the kitchen. What is Donald going to do about this? And that's another thing. What do you think Donald going to do? Because listen, we're going to kind of strategize and think about how Donald going to get around this one. I mean, because he been doing good lately. You think 34 felonies and still becoming the president of the United States? The boy got to be good, okay? I used to think he wasn't that. Listen, I used to not give Donald the benefit. I said, no, he ain't that smart. I mean, if he is not that smart, somebody who's helping him out is. And that boy got 34 felonies, and he still became the president of the United States. Before that, he had an insurrection. Called it, I don't know what he called it, but whatever it was, we call it a riot. Where I'm coming from, it was called a riot. Anytime somebody gets shot and killed, it's a riot. And if not only that, anytime you beat up the police, you know it's a riot. Where we come from, you know if you beat up the police, it's got to be a riot. Okay, come on, cut it out. You don't go around beating up on police talking about it wasn't a riot. Come on now. I mean, you know, listen. I don't know how they got away with that one. And then they got out of jail. Come on now. What? Only in America, right? Donald got that. He must have been, Donald been hanging out with Don King too long, because only in America you're gonna be able to. I mean, listen, you can't make this up. I mean, you write this script in a movie, we got the movie out. We got, come on now, that's unbelievable. That ain't gonna happen. Not in America. You can't make this up. Look, I'm telling you, This is some real. Listen, this is some real interesting stuff. But write in the comment what you think Cash is gonna say. I got to get down and hurry up and get to this. What Cash gonna say, right? And what he's talking about and how he's talking about it. So I'm gonna get this. You know, you know, if you looking at this and you watch this, you know why I cut it, because I had to